right. Can you dig it? Welcome to the life time traveler confirmed. As you can see, charging up and I'm in outer space. Look what gravity does when you're in orbit. Space Force in the house. All right. Um, man, where should we start? I programmed the new platform, so I'm very excited about that. I'm waiting for my jet to refuel. It's gonna be a slow process, but I want to welcome you all into my journey. I'm a little tired, not too much, but I am tired. I need to get some rest. So found the perfect spot to do that. Boarding shortly, and so it's an amazing thing. So it's a lot of stuff I want to go over, and do my time travel shit is what I do. So you guys can see me there on screen. Excellent. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go online and cooking something up. Oh man, oh man, tired, a little bit tired. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Mm. I send this to my dad. Let me see what's going on with this right here. I'll show you something really cool. Really, really cool. Oh shit, I gotta lower this volume. Because if not, it will interrupt my feed. So now look at this. You see that? That's in real time. And it's cool. It's me on here and me on here. Get to send this to my loved ones. I thought I'd share that with y'all. Let me see what happens if I could put this on auto rotate. I don't really like to use that. Oh, God. Ah, sleepiness is kicking in. Did I do this right? Yeah, I did. Let's try it out. Let's see if I have it this way. See if it works. like using the effects of gravity here. It's like a cool video effect. See if it shows that. Make some nice collage. For a nice system. It's high engineer, high design. Pretty cool stuff, right? So you wanna know what's the life of a celebrity? Yo, you know how famous I am in my grandmother's village? You have no idea. So now I can literally use both platforms. Isn't that cool? That's some cool stuff. That is some cool stuff. That's a good way to entertain yourself. I'm charging up. I got like, I gotta check the time. See what time it says. Wow. Unbelievable. Let me turn this setting off. Put this away. I'm gonna save the battery on here. What the heezy? Okay, that makes no sense. You can tell it's an older platform when you do something like this. You try to turn it back. Oh, there it goes. All right. Now I have to secure my handheld. Like, and let fatigue kick in. Get some rest. I gotta put an alarm or something. But I figure I'll bring you guys along this journey. You don't have a choice. You're already here. Just chill out. Oh, I love technology. Can't live without it. You see the skills. Skills. It's real, baby. Put this right here. This will be our radar warning system. Hey, God, I'm tired. Ugh, I'm tired. So you guys are welcome to come hang out, take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm tired. Hmm. Hopefully I don't snore too bad. Hopefully I don't draw too bad. But if I do, it's okay. Welcome. This is what you call a worldwide tour, baby. All independent. I'm past the 2 minute mark, so I can curse. Fuck the record labels and all the other fucking bullshit with the music industry. All LFTs, baby, forever. Forever, forever, ever. Make sure I don't have my whatchamacallit. When I found the best spot, I had a little chill spot and they wind it up going to clean like the floor. So I asked everybody to clear the pathway. And I was like, all right, cool, no worries. After that, I had to secure power. So I looked. There was too many people. So I was like, yo, I found a gold mine. Found a spot just around the river bend. And where I lay my hat's my home, baby. I'm a rolling stone, baby. So, very exciting day tomorrow, or later today, you could say. Some business meetings in the afternoon, and some time with the family. Much needed time with the family. I feel good, just a little tired. Flight wasn't so bad. Um, just chilling, thinking about stuff. Really love my family. Family gets on my fucking nerves, but I love them. I realize that today they frustrate me and shit, but they're always sad to leave, even though I'm on a business trip. I'm gonna come right back. But this is the main theme. I keep saying, like, my family just has no idea everything that I'm doing, and it's like they don't understand that I'm doing it for them. They make it harder. I gotta fucking be Iron Man and block all the bullshit from them. Stick to the positive and keep it moving. So I have to tire my brain to kind of grant myself like the permission to get some rest. My mind is always going, always thinking about business, always thinking about stuff. I wanted to check the markets, which, if you think about it, it's like a 3 hour difference. So when I got on my plane, the markets had just opened. So any moves already took place. Now, when I'm writing later on today, I'm gonna obviously go over the markets, make sure everything is good. Asia is the bomb. Microsoft is pulling back business moves. The United States is heavily invested in China. Go China, baby. So that's where I'm investing my money. But I'm gonna be in deep prayer, meditation. Got my priorities straight. I know what's important to me. Um, this is like second nature now, and it's only gonna get better because you know every step of this developmental stage, you know, you guys are a part of it. I made a promise, I made a commitment to you guys. Also, from a psychological standpoint, I am facing something that was a limitation. Obviously, a very, very bad situation happened several years ago, and so many things stemmed from it. Took years to talk about it, and here I am in the belly of the beast. You know what I mean? God couldn't have put me in a better environment to have to relive those moments, profoundly analyze those moments, and still learn from those moments. Like these are lessons that are continuing to teach, right? I really am proud of myself for drawing that line in the sand. It was the right thing to do. It was very liberating to not take on those fights. And let me tell you, yesterday when I woke up, I had a completely different outlook. Like I wasn't thinking about anything. You know what I mean? At all. Like I wasn't thinking about anything. Let me take off my shoes. Give myself a little bit of comfort. This will be part of my radar system, so nobody deflects my tower, my terminal, right? But My mother said something that was kind of prophetic, right? Like my mother said, just leave it in God's hands, right? And it's a recurring theme because the day before we were watching a finals, right, of a competition, and one of the contestants that was like one of the finalists, he said, sometimes in life you just gotta let stuff go, man. Just let it go, man. Whatever it is. And I think as soon as I did that, I did the change. Now I do admit I still need to build a bridge to reach out to my business partners. But I'm giving myself 72 hours. Like I just need a break. I just need to disconnect. And people may understand that, they may not understand that. But it's okay if they don't, because I don't care. I'm not gonna sacrifice my essence anymore. Like I'm fucking retired, man. It's my time to live my dream. Everything I'm doing is exactly for that. Everything in my life fits perfect into the puzzle. Adversity is not something I'm concerned with because for me, this is a spiritual war. You know what I mean? Everything that I'm going through right now is just like keep swimming, man. Keep going forward. Stay positive. Look for the good in things. Look for the good in people. And you will only have a good outcome in life, regardless. This new business partnership and this new franchise, if it works, great. And if it doesn't, life will go on. You know, I have a loving heart. I'm very close to these people, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But in my career, I have to constantly be on the move. Like I can't be stuck in a business 24/7. It's not that I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I cannot afford to at this point in my life. Like there's other things I'm doing, especially with technology. So I think about my other business partners, and we have a new venture there as well. The thing is, I was unable to make it back to this side of the world, right? And it's like the same conundrum, right? It's the same thing. Like if I go and I involve myself with the daily operations of the business, everybody wants to have me permanently there, and I just can't do that. So I've had to teach my business partners over the years the hard way. Like, no, you're not gonna see me every day. You're gonna hear from me in about 72 hours. And if you can't manage yourself and the business in my absence, then there's nothing that I can do. Because every single time I go check on a business venture, it's the same thing. Like people just cling on to me. They're like, oh, don't leave, don't leave. I can't do that. I had to literally tell myself, like, yo, you know who needs me right now? God needs me right now. My family needs me right now. My kids need me right now. My grandkids need me right now. I don't have time to, I want to help. I'm already doing the best that I can. People have access to me. They can reach out to me in different ways. It may not be the way that they want it to be formatted, but that's life. I mean, what can you do? There's nothing that I can do. Like I'm on this journey and I just cannot stop. I got a bunch of things going on. Music is number one priority, technology number two, and that's my focus. Look at the articles that we've published in the magazine and in the books. Like, yo, the money is overseas. I don't need to be reinventing the wheel and telling people this all the time. Some people are going to get it, some people are not. My family, I swear to God, that if that's one of the biggest lessons I could share with you guys, that's what I learned from my family this year so far. Like, yo, some of my family members are going to understand, they're going to get it. The majority are not. They may not even bother to care. So, what can you do? 2 weeks ago, there was this dynamic. I was trying to make a move. Of course, my family didn't understand. The only good thing that came out of it is that it established unity again in the family, right? Right, cool. That's good. But then, out of anger, I had to pay a big coin of anger, right? I'm like, let me show you guys. You're not seeing the consequences of, what this is going to lead up to. So, boom, then everything is a success. So now the family feels guilty. And all I could do is tell them once again, do you see how much more difficult you have made this process? That's the recurring theme. That's what they don't see from the outside. So I've decided to let go. I drew my line in the sand. Some of you are going to get it, some of you are not. I can only control what I'm in control of. Every person is a universe, every head is a universe, everybody, they want to go through shit themselves, and God bless them. That's it. I don't need to swim against the current and fight it. That's just the phase that they are in their lives, man. And I accept it. But I also have the right to turn everything off and disconnect from everything and everybody. And that means emotionally, psychologically, you know, even physically, man. I'm a hippie, man. I'm always happy. I'm always giving God thanks for all the blessings in my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's the way I choose to live my life. If they choose not to live that way, then that's on them. I feel like a lot of them may think or perceive that it's over for them, that they can't be childlike, that they can't dream, that they can't aspire for something greater. And that's cool. That's them. That has nothing to do with me. I don't never want to grow up. I always want to be the cool kid. I was always the cool kid in class, the cool kid in school. Everybody loved me. Oh, it's like the song, "Teach me how to duck." Teach me how to duck. You're like, yo, for real. Some people, I don't know if it's the paradox of, oh, I reached a certain age, so I gotta become this or mutate into that. Like, just be yourself, man. You know, I had a good childhood, man. New York City was my fucking backyard, the whole fucking city. I could say I'm a true fucking New Yorker. I enjoyed everything in my city growing up. I could never look at the world the same. Traveled the world, seen a whole bunch of shit that I could have only dreamed of, and it made me the person that I am. I'm very balanced. Some people don't have that. So the filter that they look at life, right, is so fucking limited. And if there's one thing in my family, if you're too confident, they'll attack you. And if you dream too big, you're scared them to death. Like if you dare to step out of the box in the slightest thing, they're just panicked, man. They're so fucking afraid, man. And I'm just not like that, man. I think anything is possible. I believe that dreams come true. Everything I've done by myself with nothing. And then that's something that I keep like bringing up to them, like, yo, look at everything I've done with nothing. All I ever wanted was the love, right? The support. Like, can you imagine? You know what I mean? If I had more of that. For me, I think that God is going to teach them a very hard lesson through me because we all know what I'm negotiating and I don't care about it. I leave everything in God's hands. Let God handle whatever dynamic, right, that He wants to handle. Like, God has destroyed me multiple times. I know that I'm less than a grain of sand in His empire, His kingdom, right? And yet God has always showed me favor and grace. He's placed these beautiful thoughts and dreams and aspirations and the motivation and the drive. Like I have all the elements. And I still push myself every day. Like this is day one. I keep telling people when you reach success, that's when the hard work starts. It's not anything different from that. You know, my family thinks, oh, once you reach success, you just everything is cruise control. Wrong. That's not how it works. So I cannot water my shit down, right? To make them feel good about themselves. I don't care how much money they make a year. I don't care about materialistic bullshit that they may have or may not have. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I judge the person for their heart. And I feel like that's how everybody should be. But I can't preach that to them. I can only lead by example. You know, I look at the world differently, man. And even though things are not perfect, I'm very grateful that I'm able to see the world in the way that I'm able to see it. I always see the glass half full, never half empty. I always see the potential. And if there's one thing my family loves to do is they love to tear you down with their words. They don't really go past that. But you have to ask yourself, okay, so if this is their modus operandi, right? Where does it come from? Where would that type of behavior stem from if it was not implemented during the developmental stages of childhood? You got to really think about that. Why is it a recurring theme amongst parents and the children and relatives? And then collectively, they all do it. They just pick and choose their targets every so often, like every amount of time, right? But you have to ask yourself, where did it come from? It didn't come from Basilio. It didn't come from Tonya. It didn't come from Candida or Fausto, right? Who did it come from? I know exactly who it came from. I know the defense mechanisms that were developed by a support staff, even though what they were doing was negative, even though what they were doing is inappropriate and wrong, and nobody should be treated that way. So now you see issues, right, in the family. You see these patterns, right? And you see how in the last maybe 3 or 4 generations, you've had a recurring theme. Nobody saw the necessity to break that cycle. Here I come, unplugged from the matrix to say shit like, nah, fuck this. We're gonna take a new approach. We're gonna take a new direction. That's why I'm artistic. That's why I'm creative. That's why I can do so much because I know how to draw outside of the lines. You know, I can mix my own colors. I can paint with the colors of the wind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a motherfucking time traveler confirmed, man. Respect is the minimum you can give a person. If you can help somebody, help them. If you could love somebody, love them. Why not? It's not gonna cost you anything. If anything, the law of averages is gonna work to your favor. God is gonna multiply it more. So when you donate to charity, people don't realize that's how the doors open up for you. So you have a business, you build it up to making, you know, $5 million a year. You don't donate to charity, the business doesn't grow. After 5, 6, 7 years, you donate $1 million to charity, which is a substantial amount, right? You're only making $5 million. Somehow, some way, the business now starts making $25 million. Why wouldn't you fucking donate another $5 million to charity and get the business to 100 million. People don't understand that. All right, that works for you. God bless you. Doesn't work for me. I know my responsibilities to the higher power. I know that if God has given me all the success, I need to pay it forward. How much do you really need, man? You don't need that much, right? Less is more, right? So it's kind of hard to explain that to people that don't have an education, have never traveled the world, are too afraid to be themselves, and maybe start, so, right? You have people that have never tried to do anything outside of the guidelines of social political pressure. I can totally block that shit out. I could do a whole fucking performance right now here live and not give a fuck. So I'm not afraid. I'm not plugged into this fucking system. I'm not a part of the system. So I'm not phased by it. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. It is what it is. As much as this journey has been about me, it's also been about my loved ones. Because what I'm trying to do is break the cycle. And we're going to train our brains to focus on the objective of the mission, not the fucking distraction. The distraction is anything outside of my voice. How strong is your mind? I know how strong is mine. I'm not here that shit at all. That shit doesn't exist. That shit is a blip on the radar. You know what I mean? This has been an amazing experience, man. I've learned so much. You know, just as of recently, you know what I mean? Like, life has taught me so much, man. I think beginning last year, I really challenged the universe. I declared war. I said, yo, May 1st, I'm on the tour, this is what I'm doing. And I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I'm so fucking happy that I made those choices. That I never let any of those things, um, doubts, worries, and concerns, and you know, sometimes you just gotta do shit, man. You just gotta believe in God and just go for it. And what's the worst that could happen? Things don't go the way you planned it. You learn from it, which is a unique, priceless, valuable learning experience because that's a custom learning curriculum. Like nobody's gonna do it like you're trying to do it. And whether you succeed or you fail, you're gonna learn from that experience. So you're gonna have an advantage amongst the marketplace and in life in general. So I welcome that shit. For every successful business I own today, I got 44 failures, and I'm very proud to tell you about it. Everybody tells you about the home runs. What about the strikeouts? I have 44 and counting. But look at how much good came from it. Before I got on the plane earlier yesterday, I took a moment to just enjoy the beautiful flowers outside of my window and the beautiful breeze and the birds and the bees, You eventually get to a point in life where you can enjoy those things. I'm the richest man in the world. People don't know that. And I like it that way. But my success is not tied to numbers on a piece of paper representative of a bank account. My net worth is built on happiness. Had it been any different, I would have probably avoided even pursuing these things in this type of way, right? Taking this route. But here I am, perfectly at peace, feeling good about myself, feeling proud that I overcame something, and it was not by my design. It just so happened to be that way. So who am I to not thank the higher power, right, and the universe for granting me this moment of clarity, where hopefully it can help one person somewhere in the world, and that's it. And if I've done that, and if I could do that every single day, I'll have left more on this universe than I ever took from it. And I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. I'm happy with all the contributions that I've made to this universe. There we go again. This fucking bullshit. It's the fucking Matrix right here. Plug back in, nigga. Fuck you. I ain't plugging into shit, nigga. Can't hear that shit. All that plus systems inside, nigga. Fuck that. That's what I'm focusing on. Radar plex, nigga. Shit. And fucking $1 billion company right there. You know what I mean? Please plug back into the Matrix, nigga. Fuck you. Fuck is you talk about? Niggas over here having the gathering of the minds, talking about, thinking about the future. And all of a sudden they want to fucking bombard everything. You know what I mean? So, who am I, right? What makes me anybody? I'm just like everybody else, man. Once you realize that, the more things change, the more they stay the same. The more you grow, the more you gain knowledge, right? The more you realize the only knowledge is knowledge yourself. You're just aware and conscious of this fucking universe. And that's it. Things start to crumble and you can see them for what they truly are. I was listening to a comment by my very good friend Louis Rossman from the Rossman Group. I didn't know he moved to Texas, man. That's pretty cool. You know what I realized? All my friends that are entrepreneurs, especially in the last few years, like we all went to tax haven places to kind of rebuild. And you know, I really admire what he brings to the table. I'm trying to think. There was an element that I wanted to express. It just slipped my mind. But there was something that he was kind of discussing, like the dynamic. You know, he's an advocate for right to repair, and he does motherboard level repairs, which is an awesome business. Something that I always wanted to do and stuff like that. But see, emotionally, I got caught up into the part of, you know, he moved, you know what I'm saying, and kind of walked away from the city. But what I wanted to speak on is when he was discussing his business. You know, he said he didn't have a big staff, right? Didn't have a big company at the time, but he was able to outcompete the competition in the marketplace because he only worried about the 6 people that depend on him directly and a few others indirectly whenever he was making a business move. And while everybody was, you know, making less than an ideal income, yet still, you know, like basically spending all this money on like luxury items and shit like that. He was growing his business. So his business succeeded and everybody else went out of business. You know, in the magazine, I pretty much challenged Microsoft. I said, listen, you guys are shortchanging your suppliers. Don't worry. I specialize in building companies to take you out of business. So, you know, I have wearable technologies and some other things I'm working on. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. I actually introduced my laptop for I think it was 499. You know, the Basics 24. So that's like another project that I'm working on, and it will stem from that. Because you know what I hate? I hate when good companies have horrible customer service. Like they deserve to go out of business that same day. That's how I feel about my clients. Like the best for my clients. I don't give a fuck. Whatever they want, they can have. So on customer service alone, we already got the battle won. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm a car collector, right? So I gotta be very careful because I love cars. But look at what happened with the Tuatara. We already established the Tuatara is the hottest shit on the planet just 3, 4 months ago. There's nothing like the SEC fucking Tuatara striker with the fucking performance pack and all that shit. You know, my man. It's like comparing the Sion 6.3 to the Revolto, right? Well, this new fucking Corvette ZR1 has changed everything. Has completely changed the dynamic of the business because if there's one car that I 100% am gonna buy, it's the ZR1. I like the E-Ray, twin turbo. You get 1,000 horsepower easy. The CO6, I will still turbo it out, or maybe I'll supercharge it. I don't know, but I like the turbos. Base model definitely will turbo it out, and for the ZR1, I know I could turn up the power to over 2,300 horsepower, some crazy shit like that. Like, what more than that could you want? I guesstimate or I estimate that the MSRP is going to be 189,998. I don't see the ZR1 having an MSRP of anything above 189. Now obviously you could build it up, 1LZ, 2LZ, ZTK track package, Z07 package. But is it really worth it? I mean, when you look at, let's say, the E-Ray is double the price of a base model C8. The Z06 is 2.5 to 3 times. I really cannot see ZR1 being more than 3.5 to 4 times the price. And because I'm a tuner at heart, and I believe that less is more, as much as I love the dual overhead cams and flat plane crank and all that nonsense, I'll take a base model and turbo it out. And that's it. Anything above that, it's not really a Corvette per se, right? It's more like a luxury specialty item. It's like, put it this way, it's a limited edition. Maybe that's the best way that I could describe it. It's a limited edition. But I like all the stuff that they've done to it, but it's still a balance. I'm looking at a Tuatara, and we're looking at anything above $4 or $5 million. Same thing with the Sion 6.3. The roasters are going for like 4.8 million. The hard tops, 3.7, $3.8 million. I feel like Revuelto delivers that for 600 grand. Right now, Same thing with the ZR1, right? You're looking at a car that's going to be sub 200. It's going to be selling for 350 in the streets, 400 all day. But then they'll bottom out. They'll be in the 200 to 175 range, which is where the Z06 currently stands. Like now you can get one for 150,000. So it's not too far off from the MSRP, but I don't like that beginning stage where people are just buying the cars to flip them and they're fucking it up for the collectors and shit like that. Like it was so hyped up on the base model, it became even worse with the E-Ray and the Z06, and now you know it's like the C8 is just like just there. When if you think about it, there are really different type of cars, but if you look at the product, you have to look at the whole product launch, right? Like you have to look at the whole time span. But either way, it's not a bad trade-off. But just the pricing, the Corvette started at um, around 60,000, or supposedly for a base model. Now you're looking at around 70,000. And remember, they can crank one of these out every 15 minutes. I love machinery, right? So put that into perspective, right? It was crazy at 60,000. The convertible is going for 76, which is kind of an improvement if you raise the price of the base model. But 70,000, you're going into exotic car territory. The only advantage is 0 miles and you got a warranty for 3 years. But how does that correlate to me? Well, it would be irresponsible and actually a life saving for me not to spend $5 million on a Tuatara, because there's so many things I could do with that, right? Even when you look at something like Revolto, still over 550, 600,000. When you look at a ZR1 in the sub 2, it seems like a discount. But the real discount is to buy the base model. And even at 70,000 is extremely expensive. I know myself as a tuner, I'm probably going to put, 35, 40,000 into the car. So am I really paying 70 grand? No, I'm paying like 120. Give and take taxes, financing, this, that, and the third, right? But with the money that I'm able to save, I can invest into something else that could help sustain my family. And I would be much happier to have the family financially stable than to drive a fancy car or something like that. I think 3, 4 months ago, when I went to do my press run overseas, I was probably upset. I probably wanted to pound on my chest and, show the industry that I'm on a different level, but you have to win at your own pace and at your own race. You can't do something to try to prove things to people that in the end they don't care about you. You're just flavor of the month and life goes on. So why like focus all that energy? Like right now, if I would have spent $5.5 million on that Tuatara Striker, I would have regretted it. And we're only 3.5 to 4 months since that time. In 3.5 months, I've seen the E-Ray be modified to 1,000 horsepower reliably using the same block as the base model. First Corvette that's four-wheel drive. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, what more could you want? Because the problem is putting the power to the ground, right? Handling shit like that. Z06, they overinflated the price. They made you want to compete with the wave of the Porsche 911 GT2s, GT3 RSs, etc., the Cayman GT4, whatever. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that headache. I'm at a point in my life where I don't want the headache. Four cylinder turbo Mustang or Camaro does the job. I'll give you the example with the Mustang. I saw a Mach 1 today. The Dark Horse is fucking phenomenal. It starts around 60, which is double the price of a 5.0, right? But then if you like put everything on it, you're close to 100 grand. And if I'm gonna spend that kind of money on a Mustang, I'm gonna go get a Super Snake with 900 horsepower. You know what I'm saying? They have this GTD coming out. They have other variants, but I just don't want the headache. I think the new Mustang is beautiful. I think it's the best Mustang ever made, including the S550 chassis, right? And you could spend a lot more money, but you really don't have to, right? My son's Mustang cost him 46,000. Ordered it special order, waited 3 months, factory, museum delivery, like $46,000, right? The car, I think it had 460 horsepower from the Coyote, and I think my son put like an intake and a boiler exhaust, 500 horsepower, 46 grand, which is still a lot. So I'm from an era that 50,000 was like 150 right now, right? But it's believable. It's something you can aspire to. Anybody can have it. It puts us all on an equal playing field, right? You can enjoy it. It's reliable. It doesn't really break. You can modify it if you want to, but you don't have to. It's your choice. You can customize it as you want, and you don't have to be anywhere near 300 grand. You know what I mean? There's exotics right now for like 100 something thousand that have about 500 600 horsepower. So you get what I'm saying? At this point in my life, I'm not driven by those things because I don't want the headache and I don't want to waste the money when I can use it for something else. So it puts me in a difficult situation because for at least 2 years, or maybe less, maybe about a year, I've had this ongoing debate, right? Like, I like the Mustang, I like the Corvette, but damn, even the Corvette, the base model, right? As much as I love the car, I'm too frugal, I'm too cheap. I'd rather buy the Mustang. When I look at the Mustang, when I look at like a 5.0 or better, I'm like, man, I could still get the fucking Camaro with the V6 and the four-cylinder turbo. And they actually have a Mustang with the four-cylinder turbo still. But it's a very big accomplishment in my life, right? That I no longer think about those things. Before I would have bought the Mach 1 or I would have bought the Dark Horse or a Shelby Super Snake. Now I'm like, it's just not practical, man. I'm always traveling, I'm always on the go. You know, I like driver's cars. Most of the new cars are not really driver's cars, it's fucking computers driving everything for you. Like my boy C4, he got an R8. I can see my boy Morpheus in a Supra, right? That's his thing. For me, it would be the NSX Type S. And even that's a special car that kind of has its own little market. It just does its own thing. It doesn't care about the rest of the industry. So that's where I am. Like my heart is still there. Like if money was no issue, I would get an NSX Type S. I'll get an orange one. I'll get a red one. But when I look